Most stressful would be if you had an issue in between motos or something. Say you got to swap an engine or something don't have a lot of time, so you got to crank that thing out. Least stressful, I would say, is like dinner on Monday night when you fly home, just chilling.
Well, the most stressful moment of the weekend is if your guy crashes and you've just got a short amount of time to get ready for the next race. Probably went through that last weekend. And the least stressful moment is when you get sprayed with champagne.
The most stressful is when rider gets hurt. Least stressful, loading the semi after the weekend.
The day of least stress for me is my travel day, which is Wednesday. I only have to worry about catching my flight. The most stress part of the day is first practice. Make sure everything's sano. No issues, rider's happy with the bike typically, and then no more stress.
I think for the most stressful part is just making sure your rider, the sport's getting pretty dangerous, with all the jumps and obstacles and supercross, just making sure your guy makes it to the race in one piece, and then, making sure you get through the whole night in one piece, because even the top guys, nowadays it can happen to anybody. So that's probably the most stressful, and probably the least stressful is, I'd say nowadays, just building the bike. That's like more the easy parts, all the other stuff that comes with it. So yeah, for me, that's the more stressful and less stressful part of it. So.
Probably the most stressful moment would be if you had to change an engine after first practice when there's not a whole lot of time. Probably the least stressful of the week is my day off.
How many of those you get? One a week?
We try to take off the day before we travel, but it doesn't always work out, but most of the time.
Wow. I'd say for me, I hate to be cliche, but I think every day is stressful when you're on this job. I think that any downtime for us is traveling or something like that. So I would say the most stressful is just day in and day out, having somebody's life in your hands. It's not an easy job. It's definitely underrated and, in my opinion, underpaid, because at the end of the day, it's a big consequence if something does go wrong and we do have an issue. So for me, every day is stressful. And least stressful day, honestly, probably be travel day. Sit on an airplane, hang out, listen to music all day, and keep it mellow. So all in all, I would say whole deal stressful, mate. Whole deal.
So my most stressful moment and my most calm moment during the week or during the race probably happens at the same time whenever I have a guy in the lead. I'm stressed to death, but at the same time I'm so calm and happy. It's just kind of a weird feeling that you can't get anywhere else.
Least stress, Sundays when I go home, or Mondays if I stay to build. Because the race is over, you don't have to worry about anything till the next week or when you go back to the shop. So it's kind of a big relief that everything's over. I mean, hopefully everything goes well, you win or something like that, and then we get to cruise home and do nothing for a Sunday afternoon. So that's the least stressed part of my job, I think. Most stressed, there's a bunch of stressful jobs. Looking after Austin is pretty stressful. Making sure he's at practice on time. He can be a little late or a little laid back in the mornings. But race day can be stressful if everything doesn't go to plan. But I feel for me, Tuesday is probably the most stress, because we get our motors delivered at 10:30 in the morning and we have to tear down, clean, pre-assemble and build our motors, and they have to be ready that night because we fly out the next morning. So we have a lot to do on a Tuesday, so I feel that that's my most stressful day of the week.